Take Us North illegal immigration game reportedly has connections to United Nations, Sweet Baby Inc., and Wings Interactive. Oh no. Here, you want cat cam or me cam? Here, I'll just get a little lower and then you can see the cat. I'll just lean on my desk like this. I'm not gonna do that. Sorry. You're getting my ugly mug and maybe the tip of the cat. Let's see here. The illegal border crossing simulator game Take Us North has been exposed for having connections to Sweet Baby Inc., Wings Interactive, and even the United Nations itself. Oh my god. If you thought Microsoft funding a game glorifying coyotes and illegal border crossing was bad enough, buckle up. What has now come to light through the efforts of the YouTube channel Gothic Therapy and its host, master of the TDS, and writing Raven is far worse. I don't know any of those YouTubers, gonna be honest. But cool, thanks for exposing this, I guess. Take Us North, the controversial survival narrative game from Anima Interactive, isn't just a fringe indie darling. It's not even simply a woke project that slipped through the cracks of corporate funding. According to new revelations from Gothic Therapy, Take Us North is the product of a carefully constructed pipeline linking Microsoft, Wings Interactive, Sweet Baby Inc., and even the United Nations. Oh my god, it's a global conspiracy. I say that it actually is. I mean, 100%. This is exactly the kind of thing they want to push. The UN wants all the illegal immigrants to go to the US. Of course they do. This isn't just gaming anymore. This is global. Transparency, writing Raven, is a writer for that park place under the name Raven Redgrave. Oh, okay. The surface story. At first glance, Take Us North looks like an art house indie project with a political slant. Players assume the role of a Gaia, effectively a coyote, guiding migrants illegally across the US-Mexico border. Okay, look, there's a screenshot, I guess. Looks like an indie game. Those are polygons. The studio Anima Interactive presents the game as a tool for empathy. Oh, yes, we need to be empathetic to the illegal immigrants. We need to. It's our duty as United States citizens. No, get ICE to deport their ass. Get them out of here. I'm not paying for their asses. The hell? Claiming it draws from migrant stories and anthropological interviews. Microsoft promoted the project through its ID at Xbox Developer Acceleration Program, while mainstream outlets like Wired ran glowing features describing it as an empathy machine. Oh my god. But peel back the PR gloss and a darker truth emerges. This wasn't an organic project climbing its way into the spotlight. It was handpicked, boosted, and protected. I mean, of course it was. It's pushing the exact message that they want to push. Like, this is what globalists want. They want all the illegal immigrants to flood the US. Of course they do. Wings Interactive crawls back. Anyone who has followed recent industry controversies knows Wings Interactive, the shadowy funding group, vanished from public eye after Gothic Therapy's scrutiny over its role in bankrolling obscure titles that pushed activist messaging. Sounds like a company I know of. Blackstone? No, that's the one that's buying up all the housing properties in the US. BlackRock, that's the one. Well, Wings is back, and their fingerprint are all over Take Us North. According to Gothic Therapy, Wings co-founder Audrey LaPrince personally promoted the project. Wings didn't just nod at the game, they endorsed it and helped pipeline it into indie festival circuit. Well, of course they did. Of course they did, because they're all activists. Remember, Wings doesn't operate like a normal publisher. It functions as a grant body, distributing large sums, often up to $500,000, into games that rarely attract more than a few hundred players. Critics have long suspected that Wings functions less as a legitimate market investor and more as an ideological filter, funneling money into projects designed to push political narratives regardless of commercial viability. Well, that's exactly what they are. I mean, it's a propaganda machine. You're trying to force behaviors. We've heard this come from their own mouths. Like, they throw money at this to try to convert people to their way of thinking, right? That's what happens all the time. That's what propaganda is today. The Sweet Baby connection. Wings' connection to Sweet Baby Inc. is well documented. Sweet Baby co-founder Kim Belair served on the board of Wings, directly linking the two. Sweet Baby, infamous for inserting identity politics into games like Spider-Man 2, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and God of War Ragnarok, has been accused of turning gaming into a vehicle for ideological messaging. Yeah, I mean, this has been known now for a long time. There's Kim Belair, the face of woke DEI in video games. Sweet Baby Inc. In other words, when you see Wings, you see Sweet Baby. The two organizations are partners in purpose, if not in name. With Take Us North, the pipeline becomes clear. Sweet Baby alumni and allies build the framework, Wings handles funding and endorsements, and Microsoft provides corporate legitimacy. However, there's no information stating that Sweet Baby Inc. worked directly on the narrative for Take Us North. It's a little sus. Enter Clever Endeavor. The story doesn't end there. Gothic Therapy highlights another key player. Clever Endeavor Games, which also poured money into Take Us North. So Clever Endeavor Games. I have never even heard of them. Conveniently, Clever Endeavor bankrolls Wing's 2025 Elevate program, the same program designed to push marginalized voices into the gaming spotlight. There it is. DEI. That's what this means. So the funding flow looks like this. Microsoft bankrolls Anima Interactive through ID at Xbox. Wings Interactive endorses and promotes the game. Clever Endeavor provides additional financial backing while sustaining Wings itself. That's not indie, that's institutional. Yeah, I mean, can you really consider a game indie if it's receiving millions of dollars from bankrollers? Like, doesn't that kind of defeat the point of an indie game? I guess technically an indie game is just anything that's not like AA, AAA, you know, small budget. But, yeah, I have a feeling that the budget for these games was a lot bigger than it should have been. I have a sinking feeling. I don't know why. From Xbox to the United Nations. And here's where it gets explosive. According to Gothic Therapy, Take Us North wasn't just shown at gaming festivals or Microsoft's indie showcases. It was reportedly presented at the United Nations under the codename The American Dream just 9 months ago. What the fuck? The United Nations? The American Dream? Psycho Mantis? Metal Gear? Oh my god. Let that sink in. A video game that allows players to roleplay as coyotes smuggling migrants illegally across the US border was put on stage at the very institution charged with upholding international law and promoting stability across nations. United Nations doesn't exist to promote stability across nations. Like, let's be honest. Let's be real. They exist to send the US all of their immigrants, of course. This wasn't a hidden indie experiment. It was celebrated on the global practical stage. Yeah, guys, it's just a conspiracy. It's just a conspiracy that they're sending all these millions of illegal immigrants to the US. It's not a big deal. Just be empathetic. Just pay more taxes. Just pay your taxes for them. Just give them welfare. It's not a big deal. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic. I want them all gone. Not a game, but a potential pipeline. Here's what makes this revelation so important. Take Us North isn't just one controversial title. It's the tip of the iceberg. A case study in how activists, consultancies, grant organizations, and corporations coordinate to push ideological projects into the mainstream. For many games, it could go something like this. Wing serves as the funding and filtering body. Sweet Baby Inc. provides narrative consultation, ideological alignment. There it is. Ideological alignment. AKA, make the straight white male main character into a black lesbian female. Obviously female if they're a lesbian, but yeah. That's what ideological alignment means according to Sweet Baby Inc. Take white person, make them black. Now it is ideologically aligned with me because I'm a black woman. Kim Belair. Microsoft legitimizes the project by putting it on Xbox platforms. In the case of Take Us North, while there's no information on SBI directly working on the narrative for the title, things went a step further when the United Nations offered global validation by hosting the project as cultural commentary. Ugh. Despite all this institutional backing, the actual audience has responded with resounding rejection. Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing like with, oh god, what was it called? Oh my god, I'm blanking on it. It's driving me crazy. Gosh, what was the game with the black person, the black girl playing guitar on the bus? Oh my god, Dustborn. Yeah, Dustborn. Same thing. Pretty much same thing. They pushed this, immigrant message. And no one played the goddamn game because it looked fucking atrocious. But you know, all these companies were gassing it up. Oh, it's going to be huge because it pushes the message that they want to push. So probably very similar situation here with Take Us North as with Dustborn. On the game's trailer YouTube channel, the Take Us North trailer sits at just 3,800 views with a humiliating dislike ratio of 433 dislikes. Okay, who cares? I didn't realize this game wasn't even out yet. I guess it was just a trailer. I want to see the player numbers. I want to see this thing bomb. I want to see how much money they lost. Anima Interactive's own YouTube channel has a mere 61 subs. Oh my god, I'm bigger than them! I'm bigger than someone! Without corporate and institutional boosters, this game would be invisible. Additionally, since being called out by prominent gaming influencers like Gothic Therapy, Smash JT, Asmongold, Grums, Anima Interactive has deactivated its X account. There it is. They ran. And I ran. Hey, cat. Sorry. Alright, let's finish this up. Why this matters. This is bigger than gaming. Take Us North exposes how powerful corporations and institutions could be working behind the scenes hand in hand to promote political messages under the guise of entertainment. Oh, gee, you think? You think? I wonder. Oh, well, geez, I wonder if video games are propaganda. I mean, yeah, music has propaganda. Yeah, TV has propaganda. Yeah, movies have propaganda. You think video games, the industry that's bigger than all of those combined, might also have propaganda? Geez, I just don't know. Do they have propaganda? Surely not. Yes, obviously it has propaganda. Of course it does. No shit. It's the biggest entertainment industry in the fucking world. Sorry. At a time when communities across the US are grappling with record-breaking illegal crossings, cartel violence, and humanitarian crises, they're talking about, you know, human trafficking. Especially, they don't talk about this, but child human trafficking, massive, especially since the Biden administration left the border open for 4 years and just let like 10 million people cross. Guess what happened? Tons of human trafficking happened, especially children, sex trafficking, horrible stuff that ramped up exponentially to a scale that you couldn't even imagine. I'm talking magnitudes greater than it was before. But yeah, humanitarian crises, we'll just, you know, encompass it in there. We now have confirmation that global institutions are funding, protecting, and promoting a game that glorifies the very coyotes who exploit migrants in real life. And when Elon, and the thing is, they probably are trying to portray these people as like heroic guys, when a lot of these people are as evil as they get. Like I said, child human traffickers. That's what some of these coyotes are. And when Elon Musk himself reacts, as he did this week, calling this project weird. Okay, I mean, that's a very boring take. You could at least say something. It signals that the controversy has broken containment. It's no longer a niche gaming issue. It's part of the global conversation about immigration, corporate activism, and propaganda. Okay, looks like we're nearing the end. The bottom line. Take Us North isn't just misguided. It's the clearest sign yet of a potential pipeline that stretches from activist consultants to multinational corporations to the United Nations itself. So yeah, this is pretty much the same thing that happened with Sweet Baby Inc., but it looks like it's actually taking it one step further now, because the United Nations showcased it, which is hilarious to me. The American Dream, that was their code name for it. This isn't about indie storytelling. This is about power. And now that the truth is out, the industry and the public have every right to demand answers. Well, that's the end of the article. Yeah, I mean, it's not even surprising that a game about smuggling illegal immigrants into the US is, you know, I mean, of course it's propaganda. Is it a little surprising that the United Nations itself showcased it? I mean, it's a little surprising. It's a little on the nose. They could have been a little more discreet about it for sure. But we all know that this game is just pure propaganda. So it's going to be funded by certain corporations that we know the name of. But dare not speak, except I literally spoke it in this video, but that's not the issue. It's not a big deal. I'll be fine. No one knows who I am anyway, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, this is horrible. This is disgusting. I want this game to release so I can see it bomb spectacularly and cover it, and I will wait until that day. But until then, thanks for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike if you dislike it, subscribe. I'm a new channel, so subscriptions do go a very long way. And thanks again for watching. Peace.